everyone. Welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa.
And we are just two girls, only two girls in this building.
Oh, I thought you were about to make a 2 girls, 1 cup joke. I was like, where's she going with this?
I should have,
Crazy.
but
2 girls unmurdered.
2 girls not murdered in this building.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be. I guess unmurdered would be zombie, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm Molly, and I'm here with my friend Alexa.
We established this, yes, as we do every week. Welcome to Poppin In.
Hello.
We've got the thing is we have it's a short docket, but every time we're like, oh, we don't have a lot to talk about, and we've
somehow stretched this intro into 100 hours already.
Yeah, already. I mean, there's nothing we can do but talk. If I got paid to talk, I'd be a millionaire.
We were just talking earlier about how Alexa will do anything to fill a silence. That's really true.
You should have seen me in grad school. I never did the reading, but I think no one else did too. And yet I was the only person talking. One time I compared, it was Wuthering Heights to Beyonce's self-titled album. And I just remember my professor just being like, okay, well, anyone else?
Aww.
And I was just like, okay, I guess maybe it's starting to get obvious I haven't read this book or whatever it was.
You're like, I think the girl characters are just so strong, and she's like, this is Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, well, we're here to talk about a little show that is just ended its 5th season, and I wish it would end its final season.
End it all. The show should be murdered by this point.
The show should be murdered. Yeah. Although, they ended it with a cliffhanger that I was like, okay.
They always do.
Well, no, what I was going to say, though, is I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It'll kind of get me, but I think it also would be a good ending for the show. It would tie the show together, which makes me feel like the next season will be the last season, hopefully.
Well, so we should clarify we're talking about only murders in the building. Also, we will be getting to spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can look at our timestamps. They're in the episode description. We also post them on our podcast Instagram at Poppin In Podcast, so you can skip forward and come back after you've watched it. But make sure you come back.
Yeah, don't just leave. Don't just fast forward and then...
Yeah.
And then leave. So Only Murders in the Building just finished, the 5th season it was 5th season, right? Yeah. Just ended. And I could not have been more ready for the show. It took so long.
This season, I don't know what it was. I was so bored.
I was so bored too.
I was telling you, every week it would come out and I'd be like, oh, right, I forgot that this show was on. Versus other seasons where I'd be, excited about the next episode. I would love the aesthetic. Yeah. And this season, it was I didn't care about the murder. No offense, Lester. And I also, felt like the characters just, weren't really interacting with each other.
Yeah.
There wasn't any, character development. There wasn't... they felt
I couldn't tell you one storyline for Oliver or what's his name? What's Steve Martin's name? Charles. I don't even think I can tell you a singular storyline for them.
Charles's whole thing, and the only reason I remember this is I was looking up recaps of it because I forgot, was that he was doing a low T placebo group.
Yes,
which was weird.
I didn't even realize that's what it was until the last episode when Selena Gomez was like, I think it's you. I don't think it's the drug, whatever. And I was like, wait, what? Why are we talking about his libido? I don't even know.
And is it just me, or did she get even more deadpan this season? Her delivery on certain things, I think she works because she's made the character of Mabel, but sometimes I'm just you gotta show some emotion.
Yeah. I think it's partly I've never gotten mad about it because I think it's her character, but I'd be curious to see what I think if she was we just saw her in a movie. Amelia Perez.
Yeah.
I forgot.
¿Qué está haciendo? They're one Spanish line.
I don't know. I just think, I'm really just ready I think the show should have probably ended after season 4. Because even season 4 just wasn't super interesting. I loved season 3.
Yeah.
But we were saying, so Meryl Streep came in at season 3 and it was phenomenal. She the whole Broadway storyline was really good. I saw a clip the other day of Steve Martin singing that "Which of the Pickwick
Oh
Triplets
yeah,
did it?" And I remember
like
it's so good. It was so funny, and like, or it was just like really good. And I think like, and Meryl Streep's character was really interesting that season, and I felt like she and Martin Short had a lot of chemistry. And then they turned out like now they're dating in real life. And I was telling Alexa, I texted you like while we were watching. I think we were both watching like the 9th episode, and we were both just like, I can't get through this episode.
Yeah.
And I was saying like it's weird because I feel like they had more chemistry before they started dating.
Yeah.
And then now that they're dating, it's almost just like, look, Meryl Streep's here. And I don't think their character, or like, I don't think her character is interesting.
Right.
Even though she's obviously an amazing actor and she's Meryl Streep. I'm just like, I don't care.
I don't think so either. And also like, I literally was about to text you earlier in the show to be like, what was the point of having Meryl Streep the past season if she's not even going to be in this season? And then she happened to show up like as soon as I was about to text you that. But then like her whole plot was like her apartment burned down. So then it was like, oh, like what's her character's name?
Shoot, I forgot.
Whatever, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Her character was like wanting Oliver to move. So it's a whole thing about like, is he going to move or is he not going to move? And it's like, obviously he's not going to move because like the whole show, it's not only murders in her apartment. You know what I mean? Like it's like.
Yeah. And so we should probably say what the storyline of the season was for those like who don't watch it but don't care that we're giving spoilers. So basically the 5th season picks up at the end of the 4th season, which is you see that so Meryl Streep and Martin Short had gotten married at the end of the last season. They get married at the apartment, and at the end you find out that like the murder, it's set up that like Lester the doorman is found
has
like dead,
ditched.
he's found dead in a fountain in the fountain, and so the whole season is finding out who was his murderer. And then also so the villains of the season are not the villains but the supposed villains of the season are
Camilla White, which is
I couldn't even tell you their character. I was just gonna say the actors.
Jay Flug, which is Logan Lerman, and then I forget the other guy.
How did you even remember their names? I couldn't even. So Christoph Waltz is it. So it's Renee Zellweger, Logan Lerman, and Christoph Waltz.
Yeah,
and they're 3 of the like they're supposed to be like billionaires who are friends. They're like in a little billionaires club. It's so random that they're friends. They're so different. I don't know. And so Camilla, Renee Zellweger, is like supposedly going to buy the building. Yeah. And so then they all may have to like move out because she wants to turn it into a casino.
Which like there's a whole thing that they find a casino underneath the Arconia, which is the building they live in. Yeah. And it's like, this is massive. Nobody knew that this casino was under here.
Loretta. Isn't that Meryl Streep's name?
Oh, yes, Loretta. Which is a pretty name.
It is. Sorry, continue.
But, like, I just was like, okay, yeah, you guys have limited to only murders in the building, so now we're just adding to the building, I guess. Like,
that's true, yeah. And there's one episode where, like, to get back into the Meryl Streep of it all, there's an episode where they have, like, a casino night. Or there's, like, a casino night, and Selena Gomez needs to find out information, so she goes, and it's literally... It's like, oh shoot, I forgot her character's name. Joy
Divine Randolph.
Yeah.
What is her? I don't know.
I can't.
The cop.
But she's the detective. The cop. Her, Selena Gomez, Meryl Streep, Renee Zellweger, and I can't remember the other actress's name now, but she's it's Lester's wife.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed out there's like 12 Oscars between the 5 of these women like at this table, but like. Even then, I did not care about what was going on.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole episode was just Meryl Streep, like, doing accents. And what also made me mad was, like, so she's, like, really involved kind of in the first half of this season. Like, not in the first episode or 2. And then, like, she's, helping them figure out clues. And she's, like, helping them, like, sneak into the house. And then the last couple of episodes, and I understand it's because she's, quote-unquote, like, filming a movie in wherever. But she's just gone. And I'm just like, what was the point of her? What was the point?
Because they know people will watch, especially now. It's not even so much that it's Meryl Streep. It's because people, they know people want to see like Meryl Streep and Martin Short. Yeah. And my thing is like, I said this to you too. I was like, what was the point of having them get married when they don't even live together? Like, that's so strange. Because it's not even just that she's like away filming. It's that they literally just decided that they're fine not living together and that she's like doing her work thing. And I was like, that'd be fine if they were just dating, but it's weird that they got married. Why not just get married at the end of the show? You know what I mean?
There were so many plots in this that like didn't make any sense or like really come to fruition or just like there's this whole thing every season. It's like Selena Gomez or sometimes Steve Martin. It's like one or the other sometimes has like a love interest.
Yeah.
And this whole season it was like Selena Gomez's love interest was Logan Lerman, the billionaire character.
They couldn't have had less chemistry.
They couldn't. And it didn't make sense. Like, she was like, oh, he invited me on his yacht, so I think I'm going to go. And I'm like, Mabel wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a weird, it was such a strange thing. And
it was rushed at the end, him being like, I told them everything. And like, he was so, I'm like, you're about to go to prison and you're just like still flirting with her. Like, what are you talking about?
It was so weird. I was like, this isn't the guy for Mabel. It's not even the guy. Like, and it was like she wasn't even interested in him. And then she would just be like, there's just something there that's undeniable. And it's like,
no,
we're denying
what's
it.
there. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we're denying it. I think. And also, so God, what's that actress's name? It's Jonah Hill's sister, Beanie Feldstein.
Yeah,
she is. I'm just going to put it out there. I do not think she's a good actor at all. Like, I just don't. Everything I've ever seen her in, I thought she was horribly miscast as Monica Lewinsky in that season of American Crime Story.
Oh, I didn't know that was who she played.
Great. It was a good season. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was good.
Yeah.
She was just like, I don't think she's a good actor. I don't know if it's like her delivery. Like, she has this like weirdly sweet voice that's like...
Yeah.
It just doesn't ever, like, for some reason, I just don't ever think her acting's good. Apparently she was good in Booksmart. I've never seen that, but people do love her in that. But I was just going to say, she was in this season. She played, like, this, like, pop star that used to be friends with Selena Gomez's character. So for, like, the first half of the season, they're, like, not friends anymore. And so, they're kind of antagonistic towards each other. And, like... just her acting was not good. I just was cringed out by it. Also, Matthew walked into the room. Sorry. He walked into the room while I was watching it. And he was like, that girl looks like... he's never seen her before. Like, he did not know who she was. And he was like, that girl looks like Jonah Hill. And I was like, that's his sister.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I see it once I learned that she was his sister, I was like, oh, I see it. But before that, I was like, I never would have thought that.
No.
But also, I actually like her as a comedic actress. Like, I've only seen her in a few things, but I just thought her, again, she was another character in this that I was like, what was the point of you?
I think there's just a lot of red herrings. I will say, I think Wait,
what does that mean specifically again?
Like something to distract you. Like you're supposed to think it's them and it's not. But I always get it wrong. I am never correct about who the murderer is. Like I always think I have it, and then I really thought I had it. I thought it was going to be the doorman, like the replacement, or not the replacement because that was the robot,
doorman in training.
Yeah, I thought he killed Lester because he was mad about like. I don't know, but and then they kind of did like the second to last episode. It was like maybe it is him, and I was like, okay, it's not him.
Yeah, I will say I'm not doing this to like pat my own back, but I've like been able to predict every season who it is like pretty early on because there's certain things in like writing where it's like, okay, well they're not just like doing this. And this season I wasn't able to because I think they did have a lot of red herrings, and also I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, like I was like it was a full second screen show. You know what I mean?
Well, they didn't really show. Again, spoiler. They didn't really show Keegan-Michael Key again, so I just didn't. He wasn't on my radar. Like I just didn't think about him.
I tried to read. Like I watched the finale earlier today, and I was like, I still don't understand why he killed Lester because he had his finger, or like he saw that he murdered.
Yeah, the
someone.
finger thing. I still just the finger thing. The whole season, I wasn't sure. And we're also like, okay, people who are listening to this might be like, it was obvious, but I'm telling you, I really was not paying attention. And that's not my fault because I just didn't think it was interesting.
It truly, like, again, and I know, like, there's a recipe that this show does every season where it's like, you know, we're building on a murder from the previous season, and then we have like, the second episode is always, like, from the perspective of the victim, and then they usually have, like, and I just felt like, I really felt like the main characters, the little trio, were really detached from each other so much this season. And I don't know, I can't explain it because it's not like they were doing stuff together, you know, but like they didn't feel warm and fuzzy together.
No, that's true. And it also, I'm realizing now, like, it wasn't funny. Like, I didn't laugh at all. And I think that was just, I think the writing is just, I think the show needs to end. I think they've run out of things at this point. It's not, I don't get excited when I see certain characters anymore. Like, usually I'm like, oh, the detective is here, like, yay. And I just did not care. Like, I think, also, I told you this the other day, but I'm sick of, like, okay, we get it. AI is bad. Like, we get the trope now. Like, I feel like the whole thing was, like, Lester was replaced by this, like, AI robot.
Called Lester.
And he's, like, now, like, an AI doorman. So he knows all or whatever. And they literally did an episode where it was from his perspective.
Yes, that episode killed me. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm sorry.
I did know. I was like, whose voice is that? And I was like, it sounds like Paul Rudd. And then I looked it up, and he did voice him. But I am sick of that. Like, we all know, we all get AI. Like, we know. I'm done with that storyline.
I feel like that story. So there was like that, and then the billionaire like club storyline is like touching on two like topical things of the time period without saying anything about it really. Like it wasn't really like that billionaires were bad, like maybe a little bit, but not really. And it wasn't like, oh, like we hate AI. It's like, well, now we've given AI a backstory as like a, you know what I mean?
And when they first announced like when I first saw like the preview for the season, and it was like because there's always like, they're really heavy on the cameos now. And I think that's the other thing. And when I saw it was Renee Zellweger, Christoph Waltz, and Logan Lerman, I was not excited. I was just like, that's a weird trio. And I was right. It was weird. They weren't like, there was no chemistry. There was no, like, I was kind of like, why did you choose the three of them?
And I have to say, you know, I love Renee Zellweger usually as Bridget Jones. I'm a big Bridget Jones person. But even in the most recent Bridget Jones, and then in this, she like does this style of acting where she's always like, she's kind of like twitchy. Like, she's just like moving around a lot. And I just was like, what's going on? Like, she's supposed to be almost like this Martha Stewart-esque like interior designer person. And I was like, one, like, how have you become a billionaire off of that?
I know.
And two, I was like, she reminds me of like everything that's wrong with like modern day interiors, because she's like, oh, I'm just gonna make this prettier, and it's like, it's all beige, it's all one cream color, whatever. And I do think like it was saying something about like billionaires like tearing down the Arconia.
Yeah.
Which I think is accurate, but also I think more accurate, I think a billionaire would buy the Arconia, they would pay the money to like fix it up, and then resell the apartments at a cost that like no one could afford.
Right. But I think like it's like the out of touch of like, oh, they're going to, it's just like the classic, like they're going to turn this into a casino.
Right.
Like, why would they turn it into a casino? It's in a really like,
yeah,
I don't think anyone would turn that building into a casino.
Right. And I was like, wouldn't a building like that, like in New York, be like protected by like some sort of historical preservation society or something like that?
And I also just think like, Renee Zellweger was just like whatever to me in this season. And I also have always thought Logan Lerman has always been like a very boring actor to me. Like, I've never cared about him. And I felt this way in this season. Like, I just was like, I don't care about your character.
Yeah. Also, this is a weird thing, but I've always thought he has the perfect name for himself. Like, he looks Lerman, like his name is Logan Lerman.
He
does.
Know what I mean? He also really looks like Dylan O'Brien, and I do get them confused slightly.
I don't see that. I think Dylan O'Brien has more interesting features.
He totally does, but I'm just saying, like, if you were to look at them quickly, I think I'd be like, wait, who is that?
I also was going to say another unbelievable thing about like the turning it into casino. So they're having a press conference inside the Arconia, and it's like literally going to be the same day that they're tearing it down. And I'm like, they would never do that, because the risk that someone's just like still in there would like, they just wouldn't, like, maybe if they had a press conference outside or something like that, but like, because, you know, the whole thing is like Charles, Mabel, and Oliver are like chained in a basement below, and I'm like, literally people moved out less than 24 hours ago. They are not demolishing it the next day. Like, that just, safety wise.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't know, I feel like all we've done in the last like 10 minutes have just been absolutely shitting on this season, and
there were some things I liked.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, again, I come back to the show, I will be watching the next season. I'm really like, okay, everybody who's involved in the show, I hope you're listening right now. Please end it. I don't care how much money it made this season. Please just end the show.
And a significant amount of the season is going to take place in London, which is interesting.
So so we didn't say like what the only thing I will say that kind of did excite me. I liked how it ended.
Yeah.
I did like so you find out at the end like the murdered is like the next murder will be Tina Fey's character. She's like the Cinda
Canning or something.
And that's why I think it might end, because I do like that
it's
really full circle to this first season. So she's the one who was murdered, and she's the podcaster. Like, I thought that was kind of interesting. I actually thought it was Natasha Lyonne at first when she was running, because she had the red curly hair.
She would be good on the show.
She would.
Also, they were saying, like, right before it, they're, like, all listening to the new Cinda Canning podcast, and Charles is like, can you believe it was 5 years ago today? And I'm like, there's no way it's been 5 years since y'all started this podcast, because, like, there's been 5 years since the show started.
Yeah.
But because at the end of every season is a murder that you're solving. So, I mean, and usually it's, like, pretty much like, oh, this happened in, like, 3 months have passed, or you know what I mean? I'm like, it's at most it's been maybe 2 years of y'all doing this, you know? I'm like, there's just, you know what I mean? Like, timeline-wise, I'm like, you guys have not been doing this for 5 years.
Maybe everything ends at the end of each year, so it's like...
I don't know.
Maybe it's longer than we are... I mean, you're probably right, but I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it ends... Maybe the seasons stretch out longer than we realize.
Yeah. And so we were talking about Mabel's clothes this season, which I love her outfits.
We love Mabel's outfits.
Yes. Every season, I love her outfits. But it's interesting because I've noticed this thing, like, in the first few seasons, yes, she wore things where it's like, okay, she has no job, and, like, how is she affording this? But it was like, maybe she's going to, like, thrift shops and buying these cool things. She still has no job, and there was an outfit in this last episode where I was like, she is dressed very clearly in, like, designer fashion. And I'm like, it feels a little unbelievable at this point, where I'm like, I love the outfit, but I'm like, it's just, there's no way.
Doesn't she have family money? Isn't that the whole thing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
She comes from...
Her grandma had the apartment that she was living in originally, and then she sold it. But I don't know if
she grew up with, like, I thought they were, like, rich. Remember, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't think her parents were. I think maybe her grandparents were. I don't know. Maybe. I can't remember. Go ahead. I did, like, find that peacoat at a vintage shop that I'm just very excited about, because ever since season 1, I've been like, I want a green Mabel Mora, like, esque peacoat, and I found one for like $23.
I wore an outfit today that was like, because I really love her style, because it's a lot of like tights and skirts, and that's kind of my thing. Like, I love a good like tights outfit. And today I wore like a leather red skirt with tights and like black boots, and like I just was like, I wish you could have seen it, because it was very cute. But I was just gonna say quickly, it reminded me when we were talking about Mabel, is the episode I will say that I thought was really good was, I think it was the second episode, and it showed Lester
the
flashback to Lester. And sometimes I don't like you know this about me, I don't like a flashback episode, but I think this one was really done it was like very interesting.
I like the flashback episodes in this show.
Normally I do.
They're interesting. Like in the first season, like the whole episode that's like silent because it's like Tim Kono.
That one, I think about that one a lot.
Yeah, that one was like where you're like, this is a great show.
Yeah.
And then like again, season 2, I don't even remember what happens. Then season 3, I think is
Meryl Streep.
Yeah. Then season 4.
They do the movie.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, I think the seasons that do the best is where they're really like doing almost like a look at a certain type of artistic medium. So like season 1 is really almost like a look at podcasting. Season 2, I don't know. Season 3
was Broadway, which was great. Yeah. Season 4 though, to me, was forgettable though.
Really? I think it wasn't as good as like the other ones, but I think like compared to this one, like I would say it's season 1, 2, and 3 are like the best, and then season 1, 3, and 4 are the best, and then seasons 2 and this one are the worst.
Yeah.
I think those two, like this one didn't focus on, what did it focus on?
A lot. I think it was like you said, it was very focused on like the billionaire thing. I just think they're relying too heavily on cameos, like famous people now. And that's kind of what I started to think about with this 4th season. They had so many famous people in the 4th season, but it wasn't anything like I was just like, okay, like, but this isn't like interesting. And that's how I felt with this season too, where it was like, okay, we've got these like Oscar winning actors, but I'm not feeling anything from this.
And I hate, like we've talked about this before, like I hate when shows do that, because I'm like, I feel like this is taking away from what
the story.
From the story, and you're just like writing these parts for like, I think it was season 1 or season 2 was like, oh, Sting is here, and then he just like whatever. He doesn't really like do that much in the story, and that's fine. But now we have like Renee Zellweger like wearing gloves, and you know what I mean? It's just strange.
But that's why I was questioning, like, did they write like, I wonder how they do it. Do they write the characters first and then be like, who would play this well? Or do they say like, because otherwise it's just like, you really wanted like Logan Lerman, Renee Zellweger, and Christoph Waltz. It's the trio. Like, it just felt really random.
I mean, I feel like everything they wrote for Loretto was just, they were like, we have to keep Meryl Streep in here. It's Meryl Streep.
And also I've noticed like, it's inconsistent with her character too, because I felt like in the Broadway season she was very like, oh, like kind of like new, like she was just a really interesting character to me because she was very nice and very like a little weird, but she was like new to, she was super talented, but like I don't know, but then like with this, it's now she's just kind of this like fast talking, like smart, like quick woman. I'm like, that's not who you started off as.
And again, like you said, what was the point of their relationship? Like, I just don't understand.
And they don't have chemistry. Now I feel like I'm just almost like cringing a little when I see them act, because I'm like, okay, you guys are just being Meryl Streep and Martin Short, and I think it's supposed to be like, oh, we think it's so cute, and I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
And even, like, I will say, something about Martin Short, like, just seemed off this season. Like, usually he's like, peppy, he's, he brings, like, this, like, kind of lovable energy, and I'm like, this season was strange.
But do you think it was because, this is what I was saying, like, I think they had a lot of chemistry. I know you're not talking about both of them. I just mean, like, I was going to say, like, I think they had a lot of chemistry in season 3. And then it was like, now that they're now that it's known that they're together and people are looking at that, I wonder if that's like had an effect on him a little bit. Cause it almost seemed like.
Maybe, but it was even in the scenes that they weren't together.
That's what I know. But I'm just saying, like, something seemed off too. Like, I
didn't think they had like crazy chemistry originally. So I know I'm like in the.
I don't know. I did notice though that he's not as like funny, and
he just didn't have the
goofy.
energy.
Yeah.
And neither did Steve
Martin.
Martin.
I didn't think Steve Martin did either.
Which
I
was
just
strange.
Didn't think like the storylines in general were interesting.
Yeah, like there's this whole thing where it's like. Yeah, like Steve Martin's whole thing is he's doing like low T, and then Oliver is like, should I move in with my wife?
Right.
And then Mabel is just like, she's still just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And now we're cutting a body open on the counter, like, and it's just, it's so strange. And I also didn't realize that, I guess Steve Martin, who's Tim Martin? Steve Martin said that this is probably like the last thing he'll do professionally, which is sad. And I'm like, you guys got to end it on a high note, please.
I know.
God.
Maybe that's why they're stretching it out so much, because they're like, he doesn't want. But I do think overall, I know we've talked a lot about just our disappointment in this season.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be so negative. I feel like all we've done is just trashed on this season. But I think I just want next season to be the last season for real. Like, if they renew it again, I will just be like, I'm done watching this.
Yeah, I think it has to be the last season. And I think the reason, like, we're so hard on it is because, like, it is a good show. Yeah. And so we, like, expect better, I
want to be excited about a new episode, and I didn't feel that way with this.
I actually don't think I would have finished if it weren't for us. Like, literally, I watched the finale today, and I was kind of just like, oh, right, I have to watch this.
Right.
And so I just... And there's something, it's cozy. I will say I love the scene where he, like, takes the body out of the dry cleaners and he has to, like, bring it down the New York street. And they're like, did anyone notice? And he's like, no one blinked an eye. And it's like, that's very New York of them.
Well, I think that's the thing. And like we said, we're being hard on it because what I loved about the show from the beginning was just, it was funny. It felt comforting. It's cozy. And it was a good fall show, except for when they randomly would
do it in August
in the summer.
Or whatever,
But something about the music, it's a theme song I will never skip because I absolutely love the theme song.
You know what made me mad, though, is how, like in each season, Howard is like in the beginning, he's like walking.
Little pet.
Yeah, and this time it was the robot. And I was like, get out of here.
I know. I didn't think, I was
not
sick
my
of the
Arconia.
Robot story. Everything, I'm really just thinking about it. I just was uninterested in so much of this season.
I just, like...
but I think, I think, it does offer a good fall cozy show. Yeah. And so
if you haven't watched like the first few seasons, go ahead. I don't know why you're here at this point, but, you know. It's like, I would rewatch it, you know, like.
I would too. I would rewatch the first 3 seasons.
Yeah,
but
it just, I don't know. It was strange.
It was strange. Please do better next season. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, we're expecting better.
But I think, so, we asked for our question of the week this week. We said, what's your favorite cozy show? And I don't know if that's our answer, but I think that's kind of what we were sort of thinking is like, it's definitely one of them for me. Yeah. So,
if you want to answer our question of the week, follow us at Poppin In Podcast on Instagram. We ask an engaging, exciting, and enduring question every week.
Yeah.
And we love to interact with y'all, so let us know your opinions. But yeah, this week was what's your favorite cozy show?
Yeah.
What's yours?
So, okay, I don't know if this is really... Like, I wouldn't call this a comfort show, but I would call it, because I think some people were like, is it comfort show or cozy show? And I have an answer for, like, my favorite, like, a cozy show.
I want to try to guess for you. I've been trying to think about, like, what your answers are going to be.
I don't think you'll guess it.
Well, your comfort show is, like, Peaky Blinders or Succession.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call those cozy shows.
Yeah. Cozy show.
Yeah, I have an answer.
Is it Seinfeld?
No.
Can I get a hint?
It is a British show.
British show?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. What is it? I don't know.
I think I would say Sherlock.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because when I think of Sherlock, I think of, like, I have this really perfect day, actually. When I was in high school, we had, like, our tests, tests, like, you know, the standardized test in the morning. Yeah. And then it was supposed to snow. So we had, like, a half day. Oh. And then it was going to snow.
Perfect.
And we just knew we were going to be out of school the next day because it was going to snow a lot. And my friend and I got McDonald's after school. Ooh. And we went back to my house and it started to snow. And we watched an episode of Sherlock, like a new episode. Because it's like when it was coming out. And it was just like, I just think of that. And like, whenever I watch it, it's always like very cozy to me. I don't know why. Like, I just like love it.
It is kind of like cozy mystery because it's also like Sherlock Holmes. So it's like British. You've got some plaid going on in some ways. And Benedict it's kind of Cumberbatch.
Exactly.
It's a little bit.
And they always have the scarf and the coats.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a good cozy show.
I haven't watched Sherlock in a long time, but I do think I feel cozy when I think about it.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I have like a couple.
I think I know one of yours at least.
What?
I feel like Gilmore Girls is one.
So I knew you were going to say that. And here's the thing. It used to be, but they really like ruined Gilmore Girls for me with like the year in the life. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Now I can't think about Gilmore Girls without knowing that eventually it's going to end up with Lorelai wearing stupid hats dancing around town before she gets married. Like it really pisses me the fuck off. Sorry.
Yeah. I wish I could relate, but I don't.
Yeah. So it used to be, but now like, I can't. Yeah,
that's fair.
But I would say like I watch my like cozy shows would be like Friends is like I guess a comfort show as well. Yeah. And whether you think Friends is good or not, that's not what I'm saying.
It's definitely a comfort show. Not for me, but I know that it is.
It was always on in my house growing up. It's one of those things. Same. Like I love the outfits. It's very 90s. It's very like especially the early seasons. Also Supernatural. It's just spooky. It's like, ooh, this is like, and again, like I love Sam and Dean are very hot and I love seeing them and it's like interesting. And my new comfort show is Vampire Diaries. I've been rewatching it. It's so fall coded. Elena
it is.
In that spooky graveyard. I'm just
spooky
like,
graveyard.
I love it.
I thought of another answer.
Okay.
And it's definitely like, it's from both like just family and also like, okay, so The Office is definitely another cozy show for me.
Yeah.
And we always watch, like, our tradition is, like, with my parents, is, like, my mom and I, if we were, like, baking Christmas cookies, like, we would watch, like, Christmas Office episodes. Oh. And then from there, because we've watched, like, whatever last Christmas episode we watched, we would just, like, stay with the episodes and just continue. So, like, when I think of The Office, I always think of, like, winter time because that's when we're, like, really watching it. It's just it's, like, a cozy show to me.
I love that. And I guess also, like, I think about, like, shows that I will just, like, put on, like, when I'm just like, ooh, a cozy, like, show at home is Derry Girls. I love Derry Girls. And The Good Place.
Yeah.
The Good Place, like, makes me think, but there's also something, like, really just, like, pleasant about it, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I think, and then, I mean, Only Murders in the Building I do equate with, like, the fall. Like, we're like, oh, it's fall, like, I need to eat soup and watch this. Like, especially, like, my dad, my parents and I, like, we would just, like...
I know, that time I was literally, like, sweating. Like,
yeah,
eating
like, I have to eat
soup.
soup.
Have you ever rewatched, like, Only Murders, though? It's not
a
show that I am engaged with rewatching.
But I think because, like, if we're saying the words cozy.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, like, bundled up, like, in blankets, cozy, I do, like, I that's why I didn't name it, but I do consider it on the list of, like, I equate it with fall, and it's, you know.
And I think a lot of my cozy shows also, when I think about it, aren't even necessarily, like, they're cozy, but they feel cozy because it's, like, I watched them when I was a teenager and didn't have to, like, pay rent and stuff, you know?
Yeah, so I think for you, it's, like, that's a comfort show.
Yeah. I guess so.
Which The Office is, like, these are also comfort shows to me, but I'm literally answering it as, like, in terms of, like, cozy.
Yeah, I feel like I have more cozy movies than shows, so we need to get on the cozy show train.
Well, those are mine. I named mine. And so we asked you all, and there were some good ones. Cordy said The Golden Girls.
Okay, yeah,
and
fair.
You have not watched it yet. I
didn't know you were going to call me out like that. Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, yeah, me too. Awesome. Great. What a great show.
You said fair. That's not that crazy. But I think you should go back and watch it. I actually think you would think it's really funny.
I do too.
And I think Chris would like it too, to be honest.
He's seen it.
Or that's right. Like, he's seen it, but you haven't. That's wild to me. We have the Golden Girls Monopoly game.
I think it's because I associated with it being on at 5:30 in the morning when I was getting ready for school every day, and I was like,
that's a little sickening.
Yeah,
that's what I associate with. What's the Love and Marriage show?
Not My Wife and Kids.
Not All in the Family.
No. Married with Kids.
Married with Kids.
I hate that show.
I associate that with getting, like, hearing that at, like, 5 a.m. or whatever. God. Kelsey said Ted Lasso.
Okay.
And I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's also a very cozy show. It's for me, it's a little more sad than I would want in a comfort show. It's obviously a wonderful show, but
yeah.
That's a good one. Definitely cozy. Eric said Stranger Things.
Okay.
Which
go off, King.
I think that's interesting.
I think it was until, like, there was something I saw in the store the other day that reminded me of Stranger Things, and I was like, the aesthetic of Stranger Things is so pleasing. But now they've just, like, drawn it out for so long. These kids are 45 years old, and I just, you know what I mean?
I think I'm going to go into my next, I'm going to add a topic live here, but I'll get into that in a second. But about Stranger Things, I think the first couple seasons, it was cozy in the terms of, like, it's the 80s, but it's not the main part of the show. It just happens to take place in the 80s, and it's nostalgic, and it's, like,
and the music.
The music is... and then I think they got too heavy into they were like 80s, like this show is 80s, and it's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah, it's like we know.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting because whenever you watch, like, a thing that's like, oh, this takes place in the 90s, it's like, or like the early 2000s, it's like, okay, we're just overdoing it. Like, people dress differently, but like, or like things looked differently, but it's like not everywhere you look. Like, houses are still, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna add British Bake Off is a good cozy show.
Everybody always says that, and I've never watched it. I'm not a cooking show person, or, like, game. I'm not, like, a game show person.
I'm not really either, but I don't really care about cooking shows. But it's lovely.
It's cozy, yeah. Every, like, clip I've seen of it, I'm like, this is a lovely show.
I call our tea kettle British Bake Off Blue.
I love that.
Thank
Your
you.
little smile after you said it. You were so pleased.
When I opened it for Christmas, I was like, oh my God.
So I was going to say, so moving on to something that we weren't going to talk about. I just wanted to bring it up really quick. I watched, we were talking about Stranger Things, and it reminded me that I just watched a movie. It's on, where did I watch it? I want to say I watched it on Netflix or HBO or Disney Plus, not sure. But I watched a movie called Hell of a Summer, which is like a horror comedy slasher movie, like summer camp, like good vibes. But it was written and directed by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
You said that, I was like, he's like 22.
He is 22. He wrote
like
it
12.
with his name is Billy Brick, I believe. They both Well, I had just been looking it up because I watched it this weekend and I thought it was actually really good. I thought the script was funny. It was, I mean, it wasn't like the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was
who's in it?
So it has, I don't know how to say his last name. I think it's Fred Heckinger.
Okay.
He was the brother in The White Lotus, Sydney Sweeney's brother.
Oh, okay.
He usually plays weird characters. He was carrying this movie on his back, I will say.
Yeah.
He's actually a very good actor. I really he's one of those people, like, whenever I see him, he was in Gladiator 2. Like, whenever I see him in something, I'm like, I love him. He's really good. But he was the main character in it, and he's basically plays this guy who's like 24 years old, and he's going back to this summer camp that he like works at every year, and he's like now 24, and he's like still working at the summer camp. And so everyone's kind of like, oh, you're back? Like, that's kind of sad. And and so the rest of them, it's about like all the camp counselors, and they've come like a day early or whatever, and there's like this killer on the loose.
Yeah.
He wears like a mask, and
always
it's like killing them off, and like it's just about them like whatever, they're like running for their lives. But it's like it's just, it was funny too. And it was also like the mask kind of scared me a little bit.
I was about to say, I was like, just for once I'd love a killer unmasked,
Unmasked.
Just running around bareface.
They show them, but I won't spoil it. But it was good. I liked it. I was like, he wrote and directed it. I was like, it's pretty good.
I sent this message to you. I literally went back through I sent this to you last week. It was like the casted of Stranger Things was like on the cover of Variety, and I was like, Finn Wolfhard's like just bone structure, I was like, he's gonna go far in this life. I was like, he's gonna be just fine. Plus apparently he's talented, which like I knew from Stranger Things.
He's also a musician too.
He's gonna thrive in this business. You're gonna go far in this town, kid.
I think he already has. I think he's good.
He's like, thank you woman in Virginia.
It was good. I don't know if I would recommend it to you. I don't know if you would care.
I'm not a big horror. Actually, no. I like a horror comedy sometimes.
It's one of those that like I watched it and I was like, I enjoy this for what it is, but I don't think I would like necessarily tell you to watch it. Because I think, I don't know.
You know what I'll admit is I enjoy every now and then those little Fear Street movies.
So I think Fred Heckinger or whatever is in those.
Oh, I don't remember.
But I've never watched them.
The thing is, they're not like good. Like they're like they're like cheesy, scary movie type of things, but they're like vibe.
They're good summer-ween movies. So this would have been a really good summer-ween movie.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's in those. I don't want to be wrong. I'll be embarrassed. He is in all the Fear Street movies.
Oh, I haven't watched one in a while. I like them when I watch them. They're not like rewatchable to me, but
he's got a good filmography. He was in Nickel Boys.
He was.
But I think so. I've always seen those, and they do look like vibes, but I'm just like, well,
they're kind of vibes in the way that Stranger Things is a vibe, where it's like lots of neon, and they always take place like in the past, like it'll be like Fear Street Prom Queen. It's like 1980s Carrie-esque type of thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about them.
They're Mike Flanagan, right?
Are they?
The way I already had it.
Okay, I can't find my Safari, so I can't.
I can't even find my Safari. That actually really made me laugh. Okay, so I thought it was Mike Flanagan. Not sure why I thought that. All right, well,
Well, I have a bone to pick with Mike Flanagan.
I don't know why I said that.
Apparently he directed Dr. Sleep, and I watched that this weekend. It had such good reviews, and I'm here to say, you guys, you gotta stop giving good reviews just because something's Stephen King.
I mean,
Dr. Sleep was so boring. Why is she wearing that stupid hat the whole time? And I know people love Rose the Hat. Rose the Hat. I don't give a fuck. Take the hat off.
Why is she called Rose the Hat if she's wearing a hat? She's not a hat.
I think like something about her it was like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think something about her power comes from, and it's like, I'm gonna spoil it for you guys right now because it pissed me off so much. Because
spoiler for Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, because it's got like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I would have given it 10. Like, I literally I was so bored the whole time, but eventually at a certain point you're like, well, I've committed. I've already spent an hour and a half in this, so I might as well finish. But it basically is supposed to be a sequel to The Shining. So there's like certain scenes at the beginning where they're like in The Shining, and then it's like supposed to be Danny grown up. But then there's like these people in the woods that like it's like a group of people who have lived for like hundreds of years, and they like suck the power out of like these special children, and that's how they live. Basically, it's
and
like
the children have the shine, right?
Yes, they have the shine, and that's how like they live, and they're supposed to be scary. And the whole thing is like Danny moves to this town, and he meets this girl who has like the biggest shine ever. She's a real shiner. And so like they're trying to like figure out how to like eat her, basically. So they're like trying to hunt her down, but it's just like it goes on for so long. Like I don't care. And it's not, you know how The Shining is like scary and creepy?
Yes, and I don't think this movie's scary. I think it's more of Stephen King now does more like sci-fi.
Yes.
Not that when was that written? I don't even know.
I think it was written within the past like 10 years. So I remember like working at a bookstore when it came out. Yeah.
So I think also, I mean, I love Ewan McGregor, and he plays Danny. Yeah. But for some reason, I knew it seemed boring to me.
It was so like, again, it is more sci-fi, but it's also just like nothing's happening to me. Like they're just in the woods, and they're like, oh, I can see her. She's got a lot of power. Yeah.
Okay.
Do something about it. Now I have to follow. Like, it just
get your ass to the Stanley Hotel.
They do. They go back. I don't actually know why, because they like explain it, and I'm like, well, this still doesn't make any sense to me. It just don't watch it.
I wasn't planning on it, and now I probably won't.
And like, well, when we get into like the Welcome to Derry stuff, because I am watching it, I will be watching probably all the episodes, but we just don't have to give things good reviews because it's Stephen King. No offense, like, love him. Like,
can I say something? I know we're not going to talk about Welcome to Derry yet, but I just have a thought. Welcome to Derry. Okay, stick with me. I'm curious if like you know what I mean when I say this, but the aesthetics of Welcome to Derry remind me of like when you go to Spirit Halloween or like Hot Topic and they have like mugs there of like it or something, and you're like, this is like ugly. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Like that's what Welcome to Derry reminds me of, where it just feels like it's novelty and it's not like aesthetically pleasing at all. Yeah. Do you know? Like I have thoughts. But I will wait. I don't even know if we can wait because I don't know if I'll finish the show.
I just think like even with Dr. Sleep or Welcome to Derry, I'm like, I just think sometimes the scary thing that we've loved, if you do a prequel or a sequel or whatever that's like explaining its origins or explaining what happens after, it takes like the mystery or like the magic out of the original a little bit. Like I don't need to know where it came from. The scariness of him a little bit is that we don't know, you know?
Right. Well, they go into like where he's from in the original story, but I think they're doing too much. And from what I've seen, okay, I'll just say it because we're talking about it, but from what I've seen in the first episode, it's not scary to me. It's just disgusting. And everyone's like, it's somehow getting great. I don't know if it's getting good reviews, but I've seen a lot of people, like everyone who is watching it seems to love it. And they're like, it's so like Pennywise really like let the Losers Club off easy. Like he's so, like it is so crazy in this. And I'm like, is he? He's just doing the same thing he does in all the other movies.
And also like, I just think what I really liked about the original, like it, or like any scary movie, I'm just not here for the grossness. Like, so this is like literally in the first episode. And again, we'll get into this probably when we do a whole deep dive, but like so she gives birth to this like demon baby, but she hasn't like this woman hasn't taken her underwear off, so she's just like in the front seat of a car. It looks like she's just really like just pushing out a hard shit. Like it's just like it's disgusting.
It's loud, it's gross, and like what got me is she has to remove her underwear for it to come out. Like that for some reason that visual just really upset me.
Which also like this demon baby that's like murdering people. I'm sorry, it can't get through your tighty whities.
And okay, I understand that this show is probably made at the same time, if not before, the Ed Gein show, but I'm like, all right, we get like, it was crazy they actually did the lampshade thing in this.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's just, it's brutal, but it's just, like, it's not scary. It's just gory, yeah.
Gore, I think, is easy horror. Gore is easy horror, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it just, give me something like is creative in the way that it scares you, whereas I'm like, okay, also, as I always say, whenever there's any kind of like, there's a lot of pregnancy horror in this, and I'm like, obviously a man was like, you know what's scary? Women giving birth. A woman's vagina? Horrifying.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's not scary to me. That's like, yes, like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's gross, but it's also like, whatever. Who cares?
I know. It's like, it was so unimpressive to me. And I don't know. I think Megan, our friend of the pod, Megan, was like, I heard Bill Skarsgård had to be like begged to do the show, and I don't think he executive produced it, so I don't know if he did. But I'm apparently like Pennywise will show up like halfway through this, or like season or episode 3 or something, and I might watch then. But I just am so far. I'm just not
like this
impressed.
Baby with the 2 heads. Like, again, one of the things I love about like, you know, like 80s, 90s movies sometimes is like the CGI wasn't fully there. So then you had to like
it's practical effects. It's scary.
Practical effects. Whereas I'm like, okay, this demon baby is just the fakest thing I've ever seen. So it's really not scaring me.
And everyone is saying like how crazy it is. And I'm like, it's not.
It's really not. It looks like the bat from Anastasia.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the whole kid thing in I just was like, okay, kids died.
And also the amount of kids dying in this town. There's like 70 people in this town. I'm like, are we not, I don't know, calling in somebody? Like, this seems like a real problem. There's 12 kids missing or dead apparently in the past year. That's kind of wild, right? There's like one street in this town. Anyways, so
we'll get into it more later, I guess. But I feel like all we've done is complain this episode. I'm really sorry. Our energy is not usually this negative, but I don't feel negative. I'm just venting.
I feel actually it's giving me life.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Let us tell you about these shows.
Yes.
But we can get into some positives. Halloween was this past weekend.
Yes.
As you guys know, and as you know, celebrities do, some of them went all out. And so I just wanted to touch on like what were some of your favorite costumes?
Oh, you go first.
Okay.
I have to think of them.
So, I really loved, Lizzo sometimes is whatever, but she was a Chili's mozzarella stick.
I actually saw somebody else do that, and I thought it was very funny. It was 2 girls, and they like pulled apart.
Oh, that's funny.
And they like went to Chili's.
Never mind, Lizzo.
What? No, I mean it's still funny.
If someone else did it.
But can I say something?
Yeah.
What are celebrities going out in their costumes after? Or are they just doing these photo shoots? Because I swear now all I see is just like people, like celebrities just doing photo shoots. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really Halloween costumes. It's just you doing a photo shoot.
Right. And that's like Hannah and Paige from Giggly Squad. They were both like, we're going to just do our costumes and do a photo shoot. And I will say like, okay, I think I showed you Paige's costume really like scared me a little bit because she dressed up as her cat, which was cute, but she had like these like bright blue eyes that it was the first thing I opened my phone to, and I was like, oh my god.
That's scary. I would have thought she was supposed to be like Marie from the Aristocats or something.
No, it's like a whole thing, or like
she has like
a cat like that looks like that. But I just I don't know.
I saw so another one that I did love is Sabrina Carpenter and Veronica. I don't know her last name, but she's a new cast member of SNL, and I guess they're like friends now. They were dressed as ABBA, which is like perfect
I didn't see that
for
one.
Sabrina Carpenter because she any like blonde like person, like she just really emulates their character. But it was like the hold on, I'll show you.
I saw her like as Wonder Woman, and I saw her
that
as
was at
Barbie.
her concert. Yeah. I love like she did Sabrina Halloween. Here it is. So they did like it's the one, if you don't know, it's like the ABBA costumes where they're wearing like, the animals on their dresses.
I didn't know what they were, so
it
I did.
Was
okay,
cute. I loved it. That was just like
cute.
one that is sticking out to me right now.
I really liked Kyle MacLachlan and Rachel Sennett. They did the Princess Diaries. And I don't know how these two people are related to each other.
Wait, is that actually?
No, that's actually them.
But like, did they just do a photo shoot? Like,
they did like a little video. I don't know.
Was she on his podcast? I think she.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I liked that. I thought that was fun. And he's I was supposed to say Judi Dench. I don't remember what's her name. Who plays the grandma?
Oh, Julie Andrews.
Yes.
Sorry. I mean, we'd be remiss if we did not. I don't even know if I used that word correctly. If we didn't mention
Heidi Klum
as Medusa.
Which
it's so scary. I was looking at her costumes like in the past, and I'm truly so still disturbed by the worm. Like, when I really look, it's like so gross.
My favorite things though are like people holding up microphones to her on the ground as the worm. That was my that was iconic.
I forgot she dressed up as E.T. and that was freaky.
And you know what I love is like when all these celebrity, like especially for women, like all year they have to be hot ass bitches all year. They have to dress up, they have to sex it up. And I love when people like Heidi Klum are like, I'm gonna be a fucking worm.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, go off.
She truly.
And I think it took 5 months for her team to make this costume or something. Like, it was insane.
You know what's crazy is like to plan that far in advance when like, what if you were sick on the day of the Halloween party and you couldn't go?
I think she'd still do it. I think she would.
Yeah, you might as well. You're in a protected like suit. Also, I do just have, this doesn't count as like a favorite, but I do want to mention this costume. So Julia Fox.
Knew you were going to say that one. I have it. It's literally right here.
Wild. So she dressed as Jackie Kennedy in the pink suit, but it had like the blood stains on it. And it's crazy. And so she goes, I'm dressed as, she said in her like caption, I'm dressed as Jackie Kennedy in the pink suit, not as a costume, but as a statement. Can I just say, I'm actually sick of Julia Fox.
Yeah. Why is she famous still? Like, I don't actually know.
Well, so people go through, often celebrities, and this is how I feel about like people like Trisha Paytas or whatever, where it's like they're like looked down on, but then they like say things that like people actually are like, wow, they're so wise, or they're actually intelligent. And it's like, no, like, so Julia Fox, you know, she's very honest. Like, I feel like she just always is like honest with whatever she says. And then sometimes I'm like, she's actually the definition of just like a white woman feminist, where it's like, oh my God, did you see that interview? So she was in that Him. Was that the movie is called? The
Him?
The football one?
Yeah.
She was in that movie, and she did an interview with, there's like a press interview with her and like Marlon Wayans, and like he's talking about masculinity. He's given this like eloquent like response. Like it's he's really like trying to give like a good response about masculinity, and she just like cuts him off and is just like kind of rude about it. And she's like, I don't think so. I think, and it's just like, shut up. Shut up.
I think I have a bone to pick with her specifically for bringing in the trend of the blonde eyebrow, or like the like no eyebrows trend.
Yeah.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I hate it. It makes me feel like a boomer to say that, but I feel like on that commercial, the Progressive commercial where they're like, blue, his hair is blue, where I'm like, where's her eyebrows?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are her eyebrows? Sorry.
Well, and so to go back to like her caption, she's talking about Jackie. This is what she's doing. She's costume, but as a statement. And she said, when her husband was assassinated, she refused to change out of her bloodstained clothes, saying, I want them to see what they've done. Okay, what does that have to do with you?
What and why? Okay, if it was a statement, why are you doing it for Halloween?
Right, like it's supposed, yeah. And so she's like, beauty and horror, poison, devastation. You did not write this. Her decision not to change clothes, even after being encouraged to, was an act of extraordinary bravery. It was a performance, protest, and mourning all at once. Again, it's Halloween.
Like, imagine someone dresses up as your like trauma.
Exactly. You know, like, that's the thing is like she's not saying like, okay, yes, she did say that she wanted people to see what happened. She's not saying she wants people to then dress up as that for Halloween. Yeah. You know, in 2025.
Right. And also, like, she wants people to see what happened. Like, we've seen it. Like, no offense, but, like, we've been there. We all know about the JFK assassination. So for you to dress up as that, to, like, what statement?
What is her statement, like, her dressing up as that?
Yeah.
She didn't explain, like, what her statement was. So I don't know. It's just, whatever. I'm not trying to look too. I just was kind of like, what? Are we serious right now?
But
Liz is a mozzarella stick and you're Jackie Kennedy.
That's crazy. God. That's like, what? Was she going to dress up as the Twin Towers next? Like, that's insane. Like, that's what. I mean, I know Jackie Kennedy's not alive, but if she were,
she'd be
wagging her finger.
Yeah.
I am. Whatever. But anyways, to end on a high note, speaking of it, this is Ed Sheeran, is it?
I was trying to figure out who that was because I saw
it. This specific image like made me laugh of him just like eating a pizza, like his balloon blowing in the wind. So I go back and forth on how I feel about Ed Sheeran.
He's somebody I truly do not care about.
I used to like his music when he first came out, and then I was like, what's going on? Why are you kind of like rapping in these songs?
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I like some of his songs, but I don't, I'm not like a.
Yeah, I'm not diehard about it.
No.
I'm over him and Rupert Grint, like, switching bodies or whatever they always do. I'm like, we get it. You're both, like, British redheads. Like, we know. We're aware.
Did you see, oh, shoot, what's his name? From Lord of the Rings.
Elijah Wood.
Did you see him crash that wedding that was at the Shire?
Which Chris was like, he was talking about, he was like, I would have been so pissed if he crashed a wedding. Then he goes, well, I guess they're at the Shire.
Yeah, well, so they are, but did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the full video, no.
It's still like, I don't know if they were, like, I'm curious what the context was. Why was he there? Why was he just randomly there? Because he comes up, they're clearly surprised. It's not like it was planned. So he happened to just be there and then ran up to their wedding. And then
that's a good question. I don't know.
And then what cringed me out was he immediately ran up in between them and like posed for a photo. And I was like, what? Okay.
Did he leave after that? Like, or did he just he just sits down?
I don't know. I didn't see the rest. And I'm sure they were very happy to have him there, obviously. But it's just like something about it felt very like, you know what it felt like? It felt like when somebody goes back to their high school to visit. And it's like, you know, like,
hey,
that was the energy. It's like so, like, it's so not to say it. Like, obviously they were happy that Elijah would crash their Hobbit wedding. But like, but you know what I mean? I just was like, what's something about this is like weird.
I don't know. And I like Elijah Wood. I'm not actually big into celebrities crashing weddings ever.
No,
because maybe I'm like a little like self-centered, but I want people to be talking about me. You know what I mean? I want them to be talking about me as the bride.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't want them to crash my ceremony.
Yeah.
Come to the reception.
You're like crying. You're like, wow, I love this person forever. And then you're like, Elijah
Hobbit
Wood.
runs up.
Bless you. Bless you.
And you know what? I want you to leave those sneezes in because people should hear what's really happening.
I was not expecting you to come up from a sneeze with that kind of energy, ready to fight.
There's plastic. I can't get the tissues out.
Okay, Molly, it is a normal tissue box. Just, there you go. It's a fresh one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why are tissue boxes always so, pleasantly designed?
I don't know. I guess maybe because you're suffering, probably, when you're going for it.
Pleasing. Anyway,
Yeah.
Did you have any other Halloween costumes you enjoyed?
Janelle Monáe dressed up as Dr. Seuss.
I did see that.
And it made me laugh.
That's too much.
Have you seen the interview of her being like, when I was back in time, or the time travel thing?
And she's dead serious.
She's so serious.
That's scary.
And who is the person she's talking to? Because their reaction is so interesting.
Lucy something.
Lucy Dacus?
Yeah, from from the Phoebe Bridgers. What's that being called?
Yeah. Men I Trust?
No, isn't it Boy Genius?
Oh, Boy Genius.
Men I Trust. Who's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Lucy.
Boy Genius. Yeah, Lucy Dacus.
I said Lukey. It's Lucy Dacus. And so she's for those of you who haven't seen it, you should look it up. It's wild. It's Janelle Monáe and Lucy Dacus talking, like they're interviewing each other. And Janelle Monáe just, I don't know what the context is, but she starts talking about like, what does she say, that she's from? Yeah,
from another time, or like that she's like that she's time traveled. I think is what it is.
She literally says that she has time traveled, and Lucy Dacus is like, oh.
Like,
I thought it was I thought she was joking, but I think
I did too at first, and then she keeps going, and you're like, oh no, she
actually thinks she's time traveled.
For real, yeah.
You know, artists are
interesting,
and
that's why they make art.
Exactly.
You know? If they weren't, we would get boring art.
Right.
But. So I just want to go into another show that like came out that I'm disappointed in. So
okay, we are just little negative Nelly girls today.
God, call us Debbie Downers.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. That's what she does. But so nobody wants this. I loved season 1. When I tell you guys, watched
nobody
this.
Nobody wanted this new season.
When I sprained my ankle, you guys were all gone, living your lives, and I had it propped up, ice pack on, watching it, and I was like, I'm glad because this is all I want to do. And this season, the thing is, the season wasn't bad, but it basically was the same as the first season. So if you haven't seen Nobody Wants This, the premise is Kristen Bell's character is a sex podcaster, and she meets Adam Brody. Yeah, Adam Brody. Adam Brody's character at a dinner party, and he's not only is he like a devout Jewish person, he is a rabbi. So, top tier. And they fall in love, and the whole thing is like she's not Jewish, he's a rabbi, and the whole season is like, is she going to convert? She doesn't know. Maybe she should convert, maybe she shouldn't convert. She doesn't, whatever. And so then it like at the end of the first season, it all like ramps up where it's like I think she's like, I can't do this or whatever, and then he chases out, I can't remember, one of them chases after the other, and they're basically like, no, like I want to like be with you, I don't care, like let's do this. He chases after her and he's like, I don't care, like you don't have to be like decide if you're Jewish or whatever, if you want to convert, and like I love you and I want to be together. Great. End of the first season. Second season, it's still, is she going to convert? Is she not going to convert? It's like every episode is like that. And it's just like, okay, like I think we need
a new plot line.
Yes, like it's the same plot line. And there's like things that I did enjoy, like I still enjoyed it. Like I blew through the season, but I was just like, it literally ends the same way where they're at a party and they're just like, we can't be together because like it's too difficult if you're not going to convert. And then basically like he leaves and she like realizes like maybe I am Jewish because I love all the Jewish traditions we've been doing. And he runs up to her and is like, we're soulmates and that's all that matters. And that's like the end of the second season. It's like literally the same plot as the first season recycled.
Is there going to be a third season?
Oh yeah, because it's a popular show. But like there's certain things that I think really made this show stand out. It's just like a romantic comedy in that it felt very real. Like they're dealing with real things, and like there's this whole thing, and I think that's what makes this like season like stand out a little bit more too, in that you're getting like this depth of this complicated character in Kristen Bell's character, and then you get these side characters. So Kristen Bell and her sister have a podcast which you only see them recording like once, and it's insane. They're never holding, like literally they're talking and the microphones are just like wherever, not near their face, and I'm like, you would never do this. And also like they live in LA in these beautiful apartments. It's like property porn apartments. Even Noah, the rabbi, lives in this amazing house. I'm like, in LA, I'm like, okay, I just think like, again,
we gotta get more realistic about
it's insane.
Homes. Yeah.
Is
it true that the sisters are based on real people? Because I thought I read that. I read that they were like horrible people.
So they're based on the creator of the show. I forget her name, and I think her sister, I think they had a podcast, I can't remember, and so they are like in the first season they're extremely unlikable, like, and you can tell that Kristen Bell's character, I think, is kind of looking for something to give her meaning, and I think she finds that in her relationship with a rabbi who like shows her like all this meaning behind like Judaism and like the rituals and stuff like that, and kind of just like the way he looks at things. It's like she's very much like, I'm gonna ghost people, I'm gonna do whatever, and he is like, actually, like, let's look at the world in this way and like have meaning in things. And I think that really helps her. And in the first season, like, they are pretty unlikable, but they have their redeeming moments. So the sister is played by Willa from Succession. I think her name is Justine Loop or something. Loop or something. She does a great job, but like in this season I find her more unlikable than anything, because you can tell she's very clearly jealous of her sister's relationship, but she also is just like kind of like snotty and rude to a lot of people. But I think like it's these side plots that really like make the show more interesting, because there's this whole thing with like Noah the rabbi, his brother Sasha, and his wife. So in the first season, it's so strange because the wife is like kind of like this very like crony, like, we're gonna do what I want to do, and like, you know what I mean, like she's just like almost like a harpy type character. And then it's like Kristen Bell's sister Justine and Noah's brother start like, they're not having a relationship, but they're texting a lot. They become friends, and the wife finds out, and she gets honestly understandably kind of pissed. She's like, why are you, one, hiding that you're texting this person, and two, why are you doing it at like 11 p.m. in the closet, or you know what I mean, like weird stuff like that. So then in this season, so the first season got a lot of flack because people just thought that it portrayed like Jewish women as being very like catty and like mean and not really having any depth. And so in this season, the character of Esther, who is like Noah's sister-in-law, So she's married to Noah's brother. I think they try to like flip that by the whole thing is she's like, I can be fun, you guys. Like, I can be fun. And it's like, okay, why do you keep saying this? And even she says, she's like, I realize I'm just like someone who keeps saying I can have fun, but I'm not actually like having fun. And so then it's this whole thing where in the beginning of the show, like they seem like their marriage is really strong. And there's actually a really sweet scene where she's like, I just want to go dancing. But he always says like tall guys can't dance. So for Valentine's Day, he takes her dancing and he's like, okay, like he has the dance instructor play 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. And he does this like dance that he's like practiced and choreographed for her. And it's really sweet. But then there's like this weird turn where it's like, her husband wants to have a baby, she doesn't. And so now like their relationship is like falling apart and she kind of realizes maybe she doesn't want to be with him. So then by the end of the season, she is like, she's just like, I think we should take a break. She tells her husband, and they've been together for a while. They got married because they had a kid young type of thing. And I think it's like believable in the sense like maybe she's going through like perimenopause, or maybe just the fact that it's like they got married when they were young and like didn't really have a choice, and now they have a choice and life looks a little bit different. But it's not like her whole personality change feels so strange. Their relationship feels so strange, like in the fact that they're like, we love each other, and then it's like, actually, maybe we should be separated. And so it's just like things like that where I'm like, I think they maybe took a little bit too much of outside influence and added in where they were just like, oh, like we just don't like how Jewish women are portrayed, so now we're just going to take this one character and she's going to like represent like all of Jewish women being better. And it's like, okay, well, this doesn't really feel congruous to the first season. And so that kind of frustrated me. But there were some things that I thought were relatable. Like there's this whole thing for Valentine's Day where this literally has been a discussion in our household many times where it's like one person has written someone a really nice loving card and the other person like focuses on the gift aspect of it. And like Noah's like, look, I just want you to write me a card. And she's like, okay, like she gets it. But I just thought that was interesting. But it's just, and the thing about her converting really pisses me off too, because one, like, he's a rabbi, so I would say I'm not religious in any sense, but if you are truly like, oh, I want you to come to the faith, I want you to like convert, and especially if you're a rabbi, you should be doing it because you like your love of God. Not because of this relationship, but he like keeps pushing her because it's like, I don't know if we can be together because I'm a rabbi and you're not Jewish. And it's like, I think anyone who is as involved in the faith as he is wouldn't like want someone to just convert just because.
I mean, from what I know about it, like, I think that is a huge part of their faith is like, you do have to be converted to.
Right. But you do. But I don't think like if you're a rabbi, it's not just like, oh, become Jewish so we can be together. I think like you would almost want to be like, you should, he says multiple times, he's like, I want you to do this for you because you feel like the faith of Judaism in your heart.
Yeah.
But then he keeps like putting this pressure on her where it's like, we can't be together if you're not Jewish. And so to me, I'm just like, okay, bro, you can't have it both ways. Like, what if she never, and she's like, what if I never feel Jewish? And it's like, well, obviously that's a problem because he's a rabbi. So it just, and again, it's like, it's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I will say, like, again, it's a pleasant show. It's enjoyable. Oh, Stewie from Succession is in this, which is funny because so is Justine.
Yeah.
And they date in this.
Really?
He's her therapist and they start dating.
What a hot couple.
Which is problematic. It is, but it's also very problematic.
Oh.
Because he's her therapist.
Still sounds hot.
Yeah. But I think there's just like some interesting, like, what?
Can't wait to go home and watch Succession now.
Oh my God.
I love Stewie.
I love that actor. I've seen him. He always pops up randomly in things. And I'm always like, oh, he needs more like main line
I know.
roles.
He's in a lot of things. He was in that Anna Delvey show. He played her lawyer.
Yeah. So I think like overall, I don't know. And I just think like shows really need to sometimes tune out some of the critiques of it because I think sometimes then they try to adjust for the fans.
Yeah, don't do things for the fans.
And then it's like, okay, well, this just doesn't feel like authentic to the character or the plot. Like, And again, it wasn't bad. I just think maybe like season 3, they really need to get a new plot point besides like Jewish or not, which I know is like the premise of the show, but it just,
yeah.
It's just like we just need a little bit more than that, because it's like, okay, either she does convert or she doesn't. Also, Seth Rogen's in this season.
What? Why is he in everything? Oh my gosh.
It's feeling like one of those shows where it was really popular, people really loved it, and now suddenly like there's famous people in it, and you're just like, wait, I can't.
Seth Rogen is like really in everything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And also, this is a small thing. How old would you say like Adrian Brody and Kristen Bell are?
Adam Brody.
Sorry.
Hard to say. I would guess late 30s.
Okay, I think you're right, but the way that they are acting sometimes, where it's just like, oh, like I'm upset about like this thing in the relationship, or like even in the first season they were kind of like, oh, like when we get married and like have kids and stuff, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, you guys are like 40.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't have kids after 40 or anything, but sometimes like the way,
like, maybe you guys gotta figure this out quickly. Yeah.
And it's also like the way that they're like talking about things, I'm like, these are problems that I had when I was 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just very interesting.
I feel that way about shows that take place in the city and a lot of the time the characters are older, which I think is like in some ways realistic, but also I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, these are problems that most people have like in their 20s. It's kind of crazy that you're still having these.
And also, like,
not necessarily crazy, but I don't know.
Some part of the plot feels a little bit unrealistic, because I understand like they got together because it's like, oh, they met and it's like instant chemistry, like they love each other. But I'm like, once again, this man is a rabbi, so it's kind of wild for him to even pursue a relationship with someone who is not Jewish, knowing that he in his heart can't like be with someone who's not Jewish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not even just like, oh, I can't be with you because it's like, you know, people would look down on it. It's like, oh, fundamentally, like religion is a huge thing for me, and that seems like it would be a deal breaker if we don't share the same religion if you're a rabbi, you know? And so it's just interesting. I just think they need to
expand.
Thank you.
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe they will next season. Who knows?
I mean, and they're going to get a third season. It's an incredibly popular show. It did make me like, now that it's like, it was dreary all week and they're in LA and it's like sunny and lovely, I was like, oh, wow. It does look nice there, doesn't it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about a little show that...
Just a little show you may or may not have heard.
Also, I mean, it's wild that it's coming back, and I think this show's got to wrap up, and I'm talking season 13, so you know it's got to wrap up. But you know what? I'm happy it's coming back. That is American Horror Story, and it's coming back with its OG cast. I just want to read you this cast right now. I want to read you this cast. I pretend like you haven't heard it already.
I actually was surprised when you were like really excited about it. I didn't know it was the OG cast, but I was just like,
okay, hold on. I got excited and then I got a little unexcited.
Okay.
And I'll say why.
Okay.
And I had a feeling when I read it, I knew that's where it was going, but okay. So the cast, American Horror Story is coming back for its 13th season. So this is like the last 2 seasons. They split it into 2. Was Delicate with Kim Kardashian and Emma Roberts. And I actually didn't even watch. I watched the first episode. I wasn't into it. But I really was just kind of like, okay, I'm not watching a second. Like, I'm good. But they just announced the cast for season 13. Okay. Listen to this.
Okay.
Ariana Grande, but I actually think she's a good actor.
Yeah.
I mean, we're good.
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson.
Okay.
Evan Peters, Angela Bassett, Kathy Bates, Emma Roberts. Still excited about that.
Okay.
Billy Lord, Gabourey Sidibe, Leslie Grossman, and Jessica Lange. Okay. I'm so excited. And so I was obviously very excited when I heard that cast. And then I was kind of like, Gabourey Sidibe, that sort of Emma Roberts, that tells me we're going into the Coven, which for anyone who knows the lore of this pod, that was Alexa's first season for some reason. Coven, people love Coven.
I know.
It's not one of my favorites.
People love American Horror Story.
I love American Horror Story. And I really was not, you know what? American Horror Story is a cozy show for me. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Because immediately after reading that list, I was like, literally last night, I was like, Matthew, I want to watch American Horror Story. I want to watch American Horror Story. Like, I really wanted to watch it. Show me your mossy bank.
I'm curious. I wonder if it's one of those things where like the original cast is coming back because maybe it is the last season. It would be like actually fitting for it to end on a number 13.
Oh, I hope it is the last season. And I mean that because I'm just like, I really always want shows to end because I want it to end on a good note. I think it's a little bit past like ending on a great, because it's just been on for so long, but I do think like, obviously, it's the OG it would be great if it's the last season. I think they should announce that. But also it is sounding a little suspiciously like to me that like it's going to be about Coven or something related.
Also, even like outside of American Horror Story, I think we need to put a stop to Ryan Murphy. I just think he has too many
hustles. Too many
pots on the stove.
That All's Fair show.
Yeah.
It's the legal
Doc
drama.
Odyssey. Kills me.
But the
Monsters, American Crime Story, American Love Story now.
Okay, that's crazy. I'm not mad. I think American Crime Story is very good. I think Monster has been good. I did not like the last season, but I think some of his endeavors are good. I just think a lot of them aren't. This All's Fair. I'm not watching that All's Fair show, but it's like, and the thing is, I would love to. I love Sarah Paulson. I'm obsessed with Sarah Paulson, but I'm not watching Kim Kardashian. I respect her hustle. I really do. She can't act. Like, she just still can't. She hasn't picked that skill up yet. And so I'm not going to sit there and watch a whole show of just her, like, saying sassy lines. That's not good acting just because you're saying sassy lines.
The only times I've ever seen him have, like, good actors is, like, besides, like, I think Sarah Paulson stuff is good, but then they're always paired with, like, actors where I'm just like, what is this person saying? And like American
Horror Story does it a lot.
Crime Story, I think, had good actors, or like Monsters. But besides that, I'm like, okay, now, like, literally when American Love Story or whatever it is, the Kennedy one he's making.
I'm not watching that.
I forget the actress's name, but I knew as soon as I saw that it was Ryan Murphy, it was an actress that I literally stopped watching a show over.
Yeah,
so I was like, I can't watch this person act. Like,
we've talked about that on another episode, and I remember you saying that, and like, yeah, I'm also just not interested in that storyline. Like, I don't need to see that.
And why does it always have to be like American Love Story, whatever? Just make a season of something.
There was
That's
also
fine.
American Sports Story.
Yes.
Or something. It was, I don't know. The thing is, I actually think American Crime Story is his best work. It's undeniable. I think the most recent one was, like we were saying, the Monica Lewinsky one. That was the worst out of the three, and it still was good. Like, Sarah Paulson was amazing in it. Clive, like, it was good. But yeah, that one is consistently good. But his other stuff, it's just like, some of they start off strong and they just go.
He doesn't know how to stick a landing, I think.
He doesn't. But I think, like, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I got excited when I read that list. Yeah. I think some of the people on that list I'm not quite excited about.
Yeah.
Because I don't think their acting is on par with the other actors.
But I think
also, we've done Coven again. We had Apocalypse did Coven. We don't need to do Coven again. Yeah, there was an Apocalypse season. Not a bad season, but then they went into Coven, and I was like, I don't care.
I just think, like, I am happy for American horror heads out there. Like,
thank you.
You know, enjoy, and I'm glad that it's, like, the cast that's coming back. I just think, like, again, it's too many fires burnt. What is the allegory I'm looking for? Too many pots on the stove. Too many.
Maybe, yeah.
Too many burners burning. Yep. I don't know. It's too many things going on, so I don't think he can focus on any of them. And then I think what really kills me, like, watching Asylum.
Don't you say something bad about Asylum right now.
There was so many things
It'll be
in one, like that.
Yes,
I was like, why is
the
there
aliens were a bit much, I will
I
say
was
that.
I literally texted you. I said, why
Okay,
why is there Anne Frank and aliens? It was like, that's a lot.
You don't understand the vision, and it was the best season of the show. I genuinely. But when you say things like that, it's taken out of context. It sounds crazy. The Anne Frank one was a little weird, but
I respect the vision. I think he reminds me of like an ADD kid who's just like, also this, and maybe like a little bit of this.
The aliens were crazy. Okay, Asylum I think was actually the best season.
But I think like because the first season of American Horror Story had that a little bit, but it felt like a little bit more contained.
Narrative, yeah.
And it almost feels like, and I haven't seen all the seasons, but it's like almost like every season gets a little bit more like,
you're making me want to watch it.
You should.
Cozy show.
Enjoy that.
It is a cozy show.
I'm happy for you, but I just sometimes, why are we putting these great actresses, great actors with?
I wanted to be positive with this one topic, and here we are being negative Nellies, Debbie Downers again.
I think it's going to be great. Like, again, I'm happy for you and all of the fans.
Yeah. I'm happy for me, kind of. I'm still a little hesitant. I am a little wary that it's going to be, if it's about Coven, I am going to be pissed. Did you watch,
sorry, you probably said this. Did you watch the last season? I can't remember.
No, well, so I tried watching the first episode of the Delicate season, but I was just whatever. And it's basically Rosemary's Baby, but with Kim Kardashian. Yeah. And then they did a second part. They did a second season, and I didn't watch that at all.
Yeah. And if you guys are big American Horror Story fans, go listen to our Diet Pop episode with friend of the pod Liz, who also is a huge fan. We get into like a lot about it. Yeah. I watched 3 seasons of it.
We should ask her how she feels that the OG cast is coming back.
We should.
It's very exciting. I'm excited. I love, like, Evan Peters must be under some kind of like blood contract with Ryan Murphy, because he's probably kind of sick of this.
Well, maybe Sarah Paulson too.
But she seems to willingly be doing it. For some reason, I'm getting the vibe that Evan Peters is being held against his will.
Maybe.
But I just love the two of them so much. Like the thought of them being in a season together again. Like, I'm so excited.
That is I'm surprised. What's her name? Taissa Farmiga.
Yeah, she's not.
Oh, well, she's tied up with Gilded Age right now anyways.
Yeah. Did
you ever finish Gilded Age?
I was really, really hoping we would avoid that topic for the rest of my life. Like, I genuinely thought you would never ask me. And then we had to bring up Taissa Farmiga, and it all got ruined. I didn't finish it. I don't think I will.
Why? What season are you on?
2.
Okay.
So I was watching it up until House of Guinness came out, and then I started watching House. That's when I stopped. That's when I like put a pause on it, and I blasted through House of Guinness, and I realized it took House of Guinness for some reason for me to be like, I don't want to go back to. Like, every time I thought about the Gilded Age, I was like, I don't want to continue watching that show, and so I never do this. I usually finish a show. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I know. I have to be honest with you. It gave me such sinister vibes, and I don't know why. I did not connect with any of the characters. I didn't like or care about any of those characters.
Interesting.
I liked Christine Baranski, but other than that, like, I get, when I think about it, I get horrible vibes.
What?
Like, I don't know why. I just do not.
Probably because you were forced to watch it.
Maybe. I really, the way that, like, I connect it, like, I love Downton Abbey so much, and I just so do not feel that way about Gilded Age. And I don't know why. I'm curious if anyone agrees with me, but I don't think I'm going to finish it. I'm really sorry. I did give it my best try. I
appreciate that. That's all I can really ask.
I think I was, like, almost near the end of season 2, and I don't think I'm going to return.
That's okay. But I was gonna say, speaking of Sarah Paulson and Kim Kardashian, so this is not a big topic, but did you hear about her moon landing stuff recently?
No.
Okay, I wrote down notes so I could remember. But recently, so on the most recent episode of the Kardashians on Hulu, it's like Kim Kardashian and Sarah Paulson are like getting their makeup done for something.
What? Is Sarah Paulson in the show?
Yeah, or she's in the scene, and
oh my God.
I don't know if she's in the whole episode, and it just really makes me laugh because Kim is scrolling through her phone, and she's talking to Sarah Paulson, and then Kim begins, like, she starts reading this article out loud to Sarah, where our friend Sarah.
This is my greatest fear, by the way. I saw how close they're getting, and I was like, please don't be on their show. Please don't be on the Kardashians.
It's an article that claims to ask Buzz Aldrin, who, if you don't know, he's the second person to walk on the moon, what the scariest moment of the mission was. And Kim goes, there was no scary moment because it didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Yeah, she doesn't think it's real, yeah.
But it wasn't because it didn't happen. And literally Sarah Paulson's just like, oh, okay. Like, her reaction, like, literally they're, like, doing her makeup or whatever. She's like, oh, okay. And then, like, she just says, I think it was fake. I've seen a few videos on Buzz Aldrin about how he says it didn't happen. He says it all the time now in interviews. And she said, maybe we should find Buzz Aldrin. And I was reading this from a New York Times article. One, he's like 96, and it was like, Buzz Aldrin could not be contacted for comment. But what I love is that the acting administrator of NASA, Sean Duffy, responded to Kim Kardashian on X/Twitter. Yeah. And he said, yes, we've been to the moon before 6 times, which is very funny. And I didn't know that he also was a former reality star. He was on The Real World and something called Road Rules, which is an MTV show. And he invited Kim to the Artemis launch at the Kennedy Space Center, and she did not immediately say that she would attend. Because I guess they're like going back to the moon. And it just really made me laugh because it was like such a headline where it was just like, Kim Kardashian doesn't believe we landed on the moon, which isn't shocking. It's like, I think we all have our own little conspiracy theories that we kind of subscribe to, but like, I don't vocalize them on like a national platform.
And you know what's funny is remember Chloe and Chris were at the the Amazon, the space launch for, like, why are they, I mean, I don't know, they didn't go to the moon, but I'm just saying, like, why
and one of her reasonings, she was like, oh, like we think like there's no gravity on the moon, so why is the flag like blowing in the wind behind them? And it's like, I don't know. Girl, we can send you to the moon. I have a feeling she'll go at some point. We have the technology.
She is and by the way, I'm saying all this like, please don't be like, I watch the Kardashians. Like, I am a subscriber. Like, subscriber as in like I will watch clips on my phone. But I wanted to bring this up too, actually, if we're on the topic. But have you seen the clip of, because I mean, Kourtney is just, I saw a thing where Kourtney from the show, she was like, she's doing something for Alabama, her stepdaughter. Yeah. And she's like, I try to work once a week. And it's so crazy. It's like, first of all, that's not work. Like, I would really love for you to just like see work for a day. Yeah. Like, work. And also it's just so hilarious that she's like, I try to work once a week. I mean, I guess she can do that, but she's just so wild. But there's a clip of her showing up to like a house, and they're all there. And she's like kind of admonishing Chloe and Kim. She's like, I'm not like in that stage of my life anymore where I wear corsets and heels. Like, I can't, like, she's basically saying like, I can't believe you guys wear corsets and heels still. Yeah. And like, sometimes I defend Kourtney. I think they're a little mean to her, but then there's moments like that where I'm just like, that is so annoying. Because like, immediately Chloe is just like, why are you so negative? Like, why do you feel the need to say that? And like, it's just really funny because that's kind of gone viral because everyone's like, she posted something on TikTok. And also,
what a statement. I'm too mature for corsets and heels. Like,
well, she's saying like, she doesn't dress up and go out anymore. Like, she doesn't dress up anymore. And it's like, okay, so they take care of themselves like, still. And I don't know. But then she posted a TikTok where she's like, she's wearing a corset and heels, and everyone's like, oh, like, yeah, is it a corset and heels day? Like, it's just funny.
I think like also when the Kardashians first started, it's not that they were ever relatable, but it's like, oh, they talked about things that were like fun and real, and now they're just like, I just don't know, like, my private jet is just blah blah, and it's just I think the moon is. They're actually. I think the moon is fake.
Their show is really uninteresting actually because they don't. Like, there's just nothing, there's no art to it anymore. Like, before they at least used to do, like, they had storylines, and it doesn't, now it just feels like most of their show is just them doing the interviews, like, where it's like, they're just talking about their thoughts on stuff, and that's not really, and it's funny. Yeah. I feel like we're not getting into the drama anymore.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem, like, interesting, like, anything that I see from it. And, like, I love watching old Kardashian clips. They, like, bring me a lot of joy. And now they all just seem, like, fake like they've all been fake, but they feel faker than ever with scripted. Each other. Yeah. So I don't know. But anyways, Kim, if you're listening, we've been to, like, NASA told you this, but like we've been to the moon, girl. Yeah. If you want to go, we can get you a ticket. You're booked on the next flight. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think
Delta
she will be.
We'll fly you out.
I could see her doing it.
I don't know. I feel like she would be. Would you ever go to the, like, space? Me personally?
Me? Yeah. Absolutely not.
No. I
wouldn't do it if you offered me like $100 million. I wouldn't do it. And here's why I understand, like, so many people of, like, our grandparents' generation, they're like, I've never been on an airplane, and it's like, yeah, that's probably wild. Like, I don't care if it's like, oh, like, we've set up airports for flight travel now, you know, like, you can book through American Airlines and go to the moon if you want. I don't care. I won't be doing it. I won't be participating in
I don't know. I don't care if thousands of people are going up every day. I'll be right here.
Because I just know, have you seen the clip of all the women, like, ringing the bell, and you see Gail when they did the space, and you see Gail King, like, doing the bell, and she just looks like she wants to quit her job so badly in that moment. Like, she's just done. And you can see the anxiety. That's how I'd be. Like, the anxiety would not be worth it to me. Just the anxiety going up. Like, absolutely.
Just the amount of Dramamine
I don't even like going on
take.
mock towers. Like, you know what I mean?
God. Also, speaking of space, those are called. Yesterday,
I'm calling it mock tower, but
yeah,
you know what I'm talking
about. Drop towers.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was, like, thinking about how I was like, wow, my sister is wrangling her 2 children for bed right now. And you want to know what I was doing at that same time? I was outside with Poe for about 10 minutes trying to get her to look up at the moon because I realized she had never seen it. I literally was like...
They don't even understand screens. She's not going to see the moon.
I took her little head, I'm, like, holding it between my hands, and I'm like, no, look up. There's nothing around us. Just look up at the moon. She still hasn't seen it.
You can't point to, like, dogs don't understand pointing.
Oh, I know. We go through this every day.
It's actually one of the most frustrating things in my entire life. The ball will be right behind Matilda, and I'll literally be like, it's right there, and she's just looking at my hand.
Yes.
They don't understand pointing.
Poe does that to me all the time, and it's, like, always out of reach. I'm, like, laying lazily on the couch, so then I just take things and I throw it at the ball. And I'm just like, there it is. Yeah. There you go. Maybe I should do that with the moon.
I'll lasso it.
Yeah.
You want that moon? I'll give you that moon.
It's me and Poe. On Sunday evenings, in case you guys are wondering.
I believe it, actually. So our last topic of the night, whatever time you're listening to this, we did our little movie assignments.
And neither of us watched the movie we said we were going to watch.
Oh, right. Yeah. We did. I guess we did not. I technically did. You assigned me 2 movies.
No, I let you pick, but yeah.
Well, yeah. So I did technically assign, but yes.
And I will say, again, I just have to preface, so she originally picked Pan's Labyrinth, but you had to, like, rent it, and so
I was being a cheap bitch this week. I did not want to rent it.
But I was really banking on it. I haven't seen An American Werewolf in London in a long time, so if you really hated this movie, I apologize. I was really expecting a Pan's Labyrinth.
You assigned it to me. I mean,
I know, but I wasn't expecting you to pick it. Like, I really knew you weren't going to pick it.
So, yes, I did originally pick Pan's Labyrinth, but, I mean, you know. And then I assigned you The Thing.
Yeah.
Starring Kurt Russell, you know.
John Carpenter's
The Thing. And you also, I realized last minute, Alexa has I almost called you Matilda. Alexa has a thing where she really doesn't like seeing dogs in peril.
Yeah. Is that a crazy thing?
But it's not real.
I don't care.
Especially in this. Like, I'm like getting mad at you even though, like, you didn't even watch it and say no, I told you not to watch it. But I was like, I would have watched.
It was literally you texted me.
You would have gotten pissed at me. I know it.
Yeah.
I literally was sitting on the couch and I just all of a sudden was like, the dogs! And I, like, texted Alexa. I was like, if you haven't watched The Thing yet, maybe don't, actually, because there's, like, a scene where, I'm just gonna be honest, like, the dogs get attacked, or a dog gets attacked by the thing. And, like, but it's not real. It's not real.
It feels real to me. And also, you texted me, like, literally I had just come home, like, preparing my dinner to watch that movie.
But I quickly,
I watched Bone Tomahawk. Which
Another
is a big
Kurt Russell horror movie.
Okay. How did you feel
about American Werewolf in London? So I thought it was a good movie. I was a little bored by it.
Yeah.
So, okay, for those who haven't seen American Werewolf in London, it's basically about these 2 American college students that are backpacking through England, and they're attacked by a werewolf. Yeah. And one of them gets bitten and then turned into a werewolf himself. The other one's like in this weird like limbo thing. He like kind of dies. Like, I don't know. And so it's a horror comedy, and I actually didn't know this. I was looking it up, but basically it's supposed to be a play, which I knew, but like I don't know. But it's supposed to be a play on an American in Paris and a werewolf in London. So it's like a mix.
Yeah. Mashup.
And they actually did end up making a sequel. It's not, it was supposed to be a sequel, but it's not a sequel. Yeah. But it's an American Werewolf in Paris. It got horrible reviews. Literally, it has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, which that's wild. But here, can I start out by saying, when I realized who directed it, I was like, oh no, because just that day, Alexa, I had sworn off that I would never watch something that John Landis directed.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I was listening to, shout out to What Went Wrong podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to the episode about the Twilight Zone movie, and John Landis is the director in that movie that was like, he was on trial for the helicopter killing of like the 2 kids, and it's really horrible. And just all the stuff I had heard about him, I was like, I'm never watching anything that man makes. I'm never watching the Twilight Zone movie again. Like I was really like swearing him off, and then literally I was like, oh, he directed American Werewolf in London. Like I had no idea. The thing is, so yeah, like I said, I thought it was I just wasn't really into it, but I did think something that was really cool about it, it was the special effects, they use like practical
magic
practical effects, I guess, for like the werewolf transformation scene. And it was honestly, I don't know how I can say this, but it was the most realistic transformation I've ever seen.
Like, based on my research.
Yeah, I mean, it was no Twilight, you know, like it was crazy. They kind of like, they just showed how, like, painful a werewolf transformation would actually be. Yeah. Like, he was groaning. He was, like, clearly, he was, like, screaming in pain. Like, it was actually hard for me to watch because it was just, like, it just looked so painful and real. It was a lot. But so I thought that was cool.
Yeah. It's only, like, an hour and a half, right?
It was, yeah. Yeah. And it was kind of funny. But I would just say, like, it was, overall, it just didn't really hit for me. But I think it's just because I was told to watch it, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it is like I think it's like a cult classic. It's like a 1970s classic. If you watch any other like horror humor things, you'll see like references to it all over the place, like the guy in the red vest and like whatever, because that's what that's what he's wearing. And it's just like, I just thought, like, I was like, okay, you seemed like you enjoyed what's the thing Ty assigned to us? Oh, Tammy
and the T-Rex.
And I was like, you liked that. I was like, it's a little bit like folky.
It is folk, yeah.
I was like, maybe this will be, and it also is just, it's good, like, it's good trivia viewing as well. It always pops up in like trivia questions for some reason. True. So it's okay if you didn't love it, but again, I was banking on Pan's Labyrinth, but I was like,
I will one day watch Pan's Labyrinth. It was just crazy because it was streaming and then it wasn't all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was on Tubi. And then November 1st. Yeah, I mean, I know, like, you and Matthew always joke, like, oh, all these things, like, Tubi and, like, whatever. But I'm like, Tubi, there is, like, randomly good stuff on there sometimes, if you're looking to watch things.
There's a girl I went to college with, like, she was in a few of my classes at Mason, and she just made a movie, and it's coming on Tubi.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say her name was Tubi.
Her name is Tubi.
That's Tubi. That's interesting. I didn't know Tubi, like, did their own movies.
How do you feel about I'm not saying this is related to her, but like they're known for their like shit, like horrible movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why whenever you talk about Tubi, I'm like, it's known for its like Tubi originals, like they're like really bad. I'm not saying hers.
I just watch like it'll just have like Pan's Labyrinth or something on there sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure they do have movies, but like we've never. That's why we don't have Tubi, because I just always think of like Tubi originals, and they're like they have. I mean, because I think there's a lot of movies on Tubi.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about Mubi?
So every time I hear it, I think of Tubi. So when I think there's a movie, I think Die My Love is a movie, and I'm always like, Tubi?
I think it's trying to be the new A24.
I think so,
And it took me a long time, because I never heard anyone say it. I thought it was like Mubai. For a really long I just like I think it's trying to be the new A24, but then also once I realized it was Mubi, it just made me be like, oh,
it's Tubi.
It's like, it's trying to be like art house films, but I'm like, but the name of it is Mubi.
I know.
It's literally movie with a B. That's like, that makes me mad.
That new one with Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal.
His sound, yeah, is Mubi. And like, where did this place come from? Like, I heard it on a bunch of British podcasts like a while ago. Like like they would be, like promoting things. And again, like I'd just be like, what? Or like I would just see it, like it would randomly pop up on my feed. And again, this is why I thought it was Mubai. Because I was like, oh, this looks like art house. Why would I think it's called Mubi? Sounds like booby. Like,
or Tubi.
Stupid. But anyway,
I really don't like that it rhymes with Tubi. That really
I don't
bothers
like that.
me.
Tubi should sue. But Bone Tomahawk.
Oh yes. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So
I really had to give a disclaimer. I don't know why I was drawn to recommending it to you, but I was like, how do you feel about being squeamish or like violence?
I was actually surprised like how much you loved it, because you know we always have the discussions of like we don't like gross stuff or like torture stuff, and the thing is I didn't dislike it. Like I enjoyed it, but I was like surprised by that.
I think you're underestimating my love for, like, first of all, Western horror. We have very few and far between. Like there's like no good Western horrors. It's the only one I can think of, and I love a good Western. I love a good horror.
Yeah.
And I love Kurt Russell as like a sheriff.
Yeah.
And I love Patrick Wilson.
I think Kurt Russell was built to be a Western sheriff.
He is.
Why has he been in any other role?
I know. And I love him in that movie. Like I genuinely do. It's just such an interesting movie to me. I don't know why. Like everyone I've shown it to has like my mom and I first watched it, and then I was like, oh, Matthew will love this, and then Matthew it's like a comfort movie for me and Matthew now.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Like a comfort horror movie.
There's a lot of gruesome parts that I think like would make me not watch it again. When the guy gets the axe put into his balls and then he's like split in half.
Yep.
That's was
a rough one. That's probably the worst part of the movie.
Well, then the guy, like Kurt Russell, gets the what do you call it?
Yeah, he gets got.
Yeah, he gets got.
The whistle thing really got me in the throat.
Yeah, ugh, that really freaked me out.
But honestly, those are the only 3 really gruesome things.
There were a couple of other little things that were kind of.
The beginning has a
that were kind of icky. I love Patrick Wilson. Like everyone thinking that he's an underdog, and he ends up like saving her.
Yeah. Well, he was the hero, I thought.
Yeah.
He's, like,
and I also love his little like poem that he writes to her in the beginning was so lovely. I was like, that's great.
Know. I loved their relationship. For those who don't know, who haven't seen it, I really recommend this movie. It's like no one talks about it. It came out literally over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And all this, it was on Netflix, and I was like, what is, like, we randomly decided to watch it, and I love it. It's called Bone Tomahawk. It's basically about this, it's a, Western.
Yeah.
And this woman gets kidnapped by
cave-dwelling Native Americans.
Yes. And they, her husband, played by Patrick Wilson, and along with Kurt Russell, who's the sheriff, and then the sheriff's deputy, he's this old bumbling idiot.
Yeah, which I liked his character, though.
I did too. He was nice. And then, but I was like, why is this sheriff's deputy?
Yeah.
And then, this guy, I don't actually know what his role is, like why, but he's good at Western stuff. He plays Jack on Lost, Matthew Fox.
Yeah.
And so it's like a group of them, they go to like save her.
Yeah.
And somebody else who got kidnapped. Anyway, I also, say what you will about Matthew Fox, I know he's a problematic man, but it really made me like miss his acting.
Yeah.
And I liked him a lot in it.
He did good. I will say, I do think the only way this movie got away with not being like culturally insensitive is like they had like the one Native American guy in town being like
explaining it.
Yeah, he's like, you think that like you would see them and you would call them Indians, but they're not what we would call Indians,
right,
or whatever. And it's like, well, yes, they are. Thank like
you for that disclaimer.
Cannibal cave dwelling people.
Yes.
And I think like otherwise it would be an extremely offensive like take on it, but I think because they're not, it's whatever. But
I had the same thought. I think I recommended it to you because I was just, like I said, it was a Western horror that was interesting, but I actually don't, like we were saying, for a movie about cannibals, it's not that brutal.
No, it's not. Also, it made me realize, I'm like, when you're in the Wild West, apparently people can, like, there's a lot of people just traveling, because when they have to, like, set the bells up around them, and they're like, well, what if someone just comes up? And it's like, well, who's gonna just come up on you? You're in the middle of the West. And sure enough, a person does. Yeah. A person, like, not associated with any part of the plot.
Right.
Comes up. I'm like, wow, I guess the West is popping off. Yeah. Manifest destiny.
God, I love Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, I think, like, I will say it was a little bit longer than I think maybe it needed to be.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because, like, there was a certain point where I was like, wait, when are we, like, getting to, like, the action? But I liked the vibe, and I liked the, I think I'm not into, like, the gruesome stuff at the end, but I think, like, it made them really scary.
I'm not either. As you probably know, there's a really particularly, Alexa already kind of explained it, but there's a particularly brutal moment. Yeah. I would say it's the worst part of the movie, but that's hard to watch. We skip it. Yeah. I say usually. I've probably seen it like 3 times.
I think I did fast forward through the part where they were torturing Kurt Russell. I, like, literally just went forward 20 seconds. Yeah. So I was just like, I get it. He's going to be in pain.
Yeah.
I do like the line he says at the end to the deputy sheriff, where he says, tell my wife I said goodbye, and I'll tell yours I said hello, because he's, like, dying.
Stop.
It was very impactful. I think it's very well written. There's some really good lines.
Also, he's so nice to him too.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't know. I just really loved there's impactful lines. It's just like, it's like a weirdly good movie. It's like random.
Yeah, there is a moment that really made me laugh where he's like, Matthew Fox's character, he's just like, they're going to bed in the middle of the West. He's like, shoot anyone on sight. And they're like, what? And literally, like, I guess an animal makes a noise. He, like, comes up from a dead sleep. He's like, boom!
He was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah.
He was cool.
His white suit.
In
the middle of the West.
And it's like, thank God they had him.
Yeah, true. I mean, he
was cocky, but he was like, I love when people are cocky, like, but it's like, it's for a good reason. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you do know what you're doing.
Yeah, I do like the line where he's like, I've killed more Indians than any of you. And the Indian guy goes, what are you bragging? He's like, not bragging. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess, yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our movie assignments.
I think it was pretty successful this time.
There we go.
Aw.
Perfect. Hey. And this week we're gonna be watching together, hopefully, Frankenstein.
Aw. And also we saw that there's a movie coming out with Matthew McFadyen, and we love.
Yeah. Is it a movie or a show?
I think I've said both a movie and a show, and I'm not quite. I think it's a movie where he plays the assassin. He assassinated President McKinley.
I thought it was a British show.
Nope.
I'm the one who, like, told you about it, and I'm like, I watched that trailer, like, for 2 seconds. We're also seeing Bugonia.
Yes, we are.
We've got a stacked docket. We're really
busy.
Embracing this, like, daylight savings time, darkness, where movies on.
I'll tell you what, I'm a sleepy girl. I don't know if you can tell, but
yeah,
I'm tired. And it's because of the daylight savings. I'm just like, I'm all out of whack, but we're here for you all. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. Yeah. I think, we only had like really like, well,
as always, we
got into a lot of topics.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. But as always, please like, rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your dog, share with your favorite Halloween
character. Oh.
Okay.
I'm never mocking you. I just want to be in sync with you.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what could throw you off.
I don't know.
Share with the spirit that haunts you in the corner of the room.
No. Unless they're friendly.
Share with your sleep paralysis demon.
No.
You could share it with your cat.
Sure.
Anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.